Broke our Udyr statistic.
Oh, and yeah, you're right. Yeah, and this is the first time we didn't really see an Udyr come out. But now they're actually grabbing their own Morgana. So now we're going to see if now they know a third champ. Of course, they left Lee Sin unbanned, so Zion Spartan's going to grab that. Now, of course, Lee Sin can top or jungle, as can Riven, as can Olaf, etc. So there's really, they haven't given away any cards yet. However, Against All Authority says we're going mid with Morgana. 3 of the mages have been banned out. What do you want to run against this? Ooh. And Monomaniac says you don't have a very assassin-y mage. We're going to grab Kog'Maw. We think, okay, yeah, Morgana's good at supporting a Kog'Maw, keeping him alive, but Morgana also can't easily kill a Kog'Maw unless you're cutie pie and face check brush all the time. You're not going to die to a Morgana very often. And so Monomaniac says we know he's safe. We'll grab Lee Sin and kind of disrupt, kick people back, and let's see if they grab a more supporty lineup to say we'll play carry Kog'Maw, we'll win that game, we'll win that way.
And we'll see what they decide to do here. Linak and N-rated to pick their champions. We do see Udyr back into the mix here. If Linak locks in on that one, we do have Nintendude X picking Kog'Maw for Zig. We'll have to
Actually,
see what
it could
Zig
be AP Cog, to be fair.
It could, yes, it could be AP Cog as well. And N-rated going with the safe Janna pick as well. Very good for the team. Lots of shields on that team. Actually, right now, each player or each champion so far has their own shield.
Yeah, it's true. So you never know. Oh, Ryze coming out. I like that pick. Ryze definitely a very, very strong champion. Now, he has a little bit of trouble against Morgana, just in that she can push waves really fast, and Ryze does not have great AoE clearing. However, he does have the mana to spam and last hit waves. It's not hard to last hit a turret. It more just locks you up at your turret. It's not a Cassiopeia or a card where you can kind of spam the wave and leave as well. He's actually going to be captive to Morgana's pushing. So, again, he won't die. He'll keep up in CS, but Momo will have a chance to roam, and he needs to use that to make this work. He's going to have bonus movement speed thanks to Janna's passives. Going to have really good ganking thanks to having Udyr on the team. Highly mobile, highly disruptive, a lot of damage as well. And so I think Against All Authority can ride that wave and play very aggressively, try to shut down this Kog'Maw and try to maybe hit on Lee Sin a little bit and get that kind of stuff going on.
They're really liking this Taric pick as well, giving that extra ability power and damage to the team with his ultimate.
Yep. Yeah, so Taric's going to be the babysitter there for Kog'Maw. We did not see him roam very much last time, but and actually, I think now that you have a Kog'Maw there instead of an Urgot, you really don't want to start roaming there. I would expect to see Corki coming out again and be played there by Yellowstar. That would make the most sense to me, but you never quite know. And of course, they still can pick their jungler or their solo top. Of course, Udyr can play both roles just as Lee Sin can. So this will give Monomaniac actually a chance to counterpick here to say, look, we have the last pick. We can put Lee Sin anywhere, honestly. Let's see what you got, and maybe they can shut something down. Now, Olaf has been undefeated this tournament. We might see Olaf come out. I don't know if Soaz or Linak know the champion very well.
Right.
But there's, of course, a chance there. Ooh, a Nocturne. So Nocturne going to be the jungler. Udyr going to be solo top. Yes, they will repeat on Corki. So these guys are going to be very, very good at ganking. They've got a lot of ability to wave clear and then switch around and get kills. So Against All Authority, going to be very mobile in this lineup and have a good amount of damage.
Yeah, again, those shields as well. The only one without it is Corki. Maybe we should. I'll put a ticket in for that when we get back. Yeah. Whatever. But there's still a great amount of just disable, and you're not going anywhere from Monomaniac right now. 2 on-point stuns of just do it. Ooh. But yeah, we do have the Kog'Maw Void Ooze, and then you're going to get Room Prisoned into Dazzle. That's a really painful team. So fantastic.
It is the Olaf.
Yeah, he called the Olaf, and
again,
the Olaf is in the game.
Yeah. So again, they can switch that back and forth. Right now it's on Nintendude. He did play a good jungle Olaf before. Zig, of course, going to be on AD carry as Kog'Maw, and there is a very beefy front line here for this Kog'Maw. It's going to be hard for them to get to him. Now, they can Black Shield the Nocturne or the Udyr and have them just say go, and that will work pretty well. They'll be immune to most of these CCs here. And I don't know, they could bait Ryze to burst the Black Shields. They could actually stun someone, but I don't know if that's the right choice. So Zig could be under fire here. That is absolutely a possibility. They do have the ability to gank pretty successfully here. Corki, Janna, they can really kind of go in there, CC, and jump at that enemy champion and do some good damage. So I can see this work here from Against All Authority. Now, I believe that they were running also Leona a whole lot at Hanover. They ran Corki Leona almost every game of that semifinals against Counterlogic, or the third place match against Counterlogic Gaming. And I'm surprised to not see it here because we actually did see that for Curse against Solomid, where they just said, Leona ult, Nocturne ult, Karthus ult, kill the Kog'Maw. And they made Kog'Maw 0-4. But KX still turned that one around. And And they're not going for this here. They have a little bit less dive potential, but I think, and actually N-Rated has learned to bring Clairvoyance out here. You're going to see he's actually running the Exhaust TV, so no flashes. Now, flash is actually a very big deal for him in the last game. He would flash behind a Nivea wall, get jumped on, blow everyone back, keep everyone safe. Not going for that this time. Says, I'm Janna. Janna's naturally very safe. I don't need to flash ult. I do really want Exhaust to shut down that Lee Sin or shut down that Olaf, and Olaf will be jungling again. Lee Sin will be top.
Still no Exhaust for MM.
Yeah, he says, I need that CV. I need that Clairvoyance. So, okay, and Monomaniac not running Exhaust at all for themselves. They said they don't need it. They just have their own crack controls. They've got Rise with the root, Tarek with the stun, Lee Sin can kick and slow, Olaf can slow, Kog'Maw's got slow. They all do have some nice CC there on that team.
Yeah. And if there's a little pressure on Nintendo to go 6-6 because every time that Olaf has been in a game, he has won. So let's see if he can keep that going. Olaf is 5 for 5 in any match he has been played in. Dyrus was playing him yesterday, wrecking some face top, and we have seen him in a few other games as well. Definitely a champion to be reckoned with, in this tournament. But, oh man. And we'll see these two teams facing off in just a few minutes against All Authority and Monomaniac. Monomaniac really making a name for themselves. On the tournament list, I was like, oh, we have a new name. Sweet. It's not something we see a lot. V8 was able to do it last year and come in with IPL and whatnot, or Comic-Con. But to see these teams come out and then to wow everybody and take out these high-caliber teams, like you said, Dignitas taking second at Hanover, coming from that with a lot more knowledge of M5 play, but Monomaniac, their first time on the camera, in a live event atmosphere. Your 100% comes down to here, but you're still playing at your top level, but they're still able to come out with these wins and just amazing games. We'll have to see if they can continue to bump up their late game, as their early game is very strong. The late game is lacking. But, against All Authority, very well-rounded in all their compositions. We did see that they were never fully behind in that game until the Baron hit, but they were keeping up with fights even though they were low level. Soaz was 2 levels down up top, but was still fighting against Riven.
Kept up in minions and actually coordinated a couple of ganks. That Maokai gank sneaking through the brush was really, really smart. He had pushed the minions all the way down to the turret. Said, okay, sneak into the brush down there. Oh, Riven's going to fight me because he's been doing it all game. Kill. Let's take that one down. And they actually went for the turret right afterwards. That was a nice little move. Got a free kill on a champion higher level and got a free turret for it. As they're already pushing bottom lane. They're already going to lose that one. They managed to make that one happen. So both these teams know how to play. It seems that Monomaniac has learned how to close out a game. However, a lot of their key champions from last time have been banned out, so we'll see how this goes. But we're going to see them up on screen, the players' faces, as they get ready to go into battle.
And we are going to have blue team against All Authority. Your purple team will be Monomaniac. And these guys setting up, there's MoMA, Yellow Star. We'll leave Lenac with N-Rated in the middle. So we are going to have Soaz on the backside there. And these Monomaniac guys not very familiar with, but there is the team. They are poised and ready. These guys they're really cool too. They have great camaraderie with all the other teams as well, and they're always having fun in these games. Yeah, absolutely. I actually know a couple of these players from way back in the day as well. Used to compete against Yellow Star in our prior pro games. So it used to be called Psycho then. It was on Millennium, but Nintendo leading the charge is Broloff. Got to be a good choice there. Already learning Undertow, Boots and Potions. So actually interesting. He's juggling with Boots and Pots and not going for Cloth or Vamp or anything like that. Opening build. Looks like pretty heavy offense there for Olaf. Armor Pen and everything else. Let's move down through this row. Zion Spartan on Lee Sin. Looks like pretty heavy on the offense as well. Looks like 21 offense for him. A lot of early AD. Paradoxical there on Rise. Opening up with, looks like some Magic Pen there. 10 CDR, so 9-0-21 is the build for him. Go down to Pixel. He's got a lot of early MR, so looks like pretty heavy defense and MR blues as well. No CDR to speak of. So looks like 0-21-9 is the build for him. Finally down onto Zig as they just camp towards the top. Looks like, he does have the Magic Pen Master. No, wait, he has a cooldown reaction, but not the Magic Pen Mastery. I think that's a little bit strange to get the points there, but then not follow through with the Magic Pen, but has some early armor and MR as well. And as both teams are very far across from each other, let's continue through the builds. Yellow Star opening up, 21 and 9 going to be the likely build on him. They've gone over. They might meet up soon. Sorry, I have to stop calling out builds because they're going to fight each other possibly. Let's see, Nocturne, 21-9 as well. So a lot of these guys going very heavy into offense. The CV going down, and they finally see that they are there. Looks like they're going to try to cut them off, though. If they hook to the right, this is going to be amazing. And no, you can see them all saying, I think that's a bad idea. Let's actually stay. They were going to head up towards Tri-Boy. Wow, now they're actually going to counter.
Ships in the night, man.
Looks like Linak is law. Linak's going to walk right into this after his wolves. Nobody's gone to blue yet for him. He's going to get hit up right there. Linak is going down for first blood. A very nice Rune Prism to start that off.
Hey, and Jana pulled for him. Look at that. Jana already pulled the golem. However, here comes the rest of them. They actually want to fight this. They do know that one had actually recalled out. Kog'Maw's gone right here. And Science Spartan's been caught out and might trap down. Will they get the damage output? Yes! Momo trades back, and Paradoxical now at half health, getting chased out by Soaz. And they've actually managed to stabilize the jungle right here. Yellowstar, 5 gold on Corki. Nice.
Not something you see every time. Usually it's very hard to take your jungle back. The vision is not there, but wards are all over the place. And they've actually left blue, and it has not been taken yet. So Linak going to come back finally. Grab his blue, re-leashed again by N-rated, and everybody back to normal positions as wraiths are being taken by Nintendude. Very nice job there. If you can get Undertow in the right position, you pull those raids in, you can get all 4 of them to hit at the same time, walk around, grab it. You take wraiths out pretty darn quick. He's going to move to blue.
Against Authority running a reverse Moscow 5. Normally, your jungler at 2 minutes 40 is in the enemy red with Jana helping you. This time, it's my own blue with Jana helping him. So, Linak, surviving the early game pressure, does have his blue buff. Nintendude going through the wolves as well, both players in the same spot. But looks like there's a blue buff to be grabbed. Has been a clairvoyance. They do know that he's there, but they're not going to do too much to stop. Actually, Pixel running around going to ward Tri-Brush. Jana actually putting some very early wards down as well, watching for pressure, but looks like she will not be stopping that Olaf anytime soon.
No, he's actually taking
yes, he is.
Oh.
He's warded him. No, not there in time, unfortunately. He could have run in there and stabbed at him a little bit earlier. Maybe would have done something for him. But Yellowstar is stuck in a 1v2, down to half health. Does not like that. Only has 5 minions to Kog'Maw's 15.
So N-rated went straight for those wards. Those are going to be down by 5-6 minutes now. And you'll see the jungler around 4 minutes most likely come out from the jungle, try to gank into a lane, either mid or top, since bottom warded a lot. It's not really a place you should expect ganks anymore unless the team is really, really pushed. You got somebody that can teleport in, but these guys are just going to do what they can to farm bottom now, push to their turret. And we may actually see Linak coming down here, but that early ward, as I said, is really going to help.
Yeah, that is the right place to ward when you are bottom lane there. It's the pretty much standard opening entrance there for that team. And you're going to see Linak. I just put a ward down, so they know it's warded if they were launching. It's going to expire 7.25 minutes. And you're going to see Rise. Last hitting at turret, not too difficult for him. You're going to see him just go with autos and with overloads and pick up every one of those minions. Oh, he missed one. What a
Zion Spartan either pushing Soaz out or Soaz just deciding to go back and get a Doran's right now for a little bit of sustain. Give him some health. He does still have the boots pots and word for top to keep himself alive. Zion doing very well, keeping that lane at 15. It's still Udyr has 19 creeps, so Soaz was playing the fact that he was already up, and we'll see if he can continue this lane.
Yep, they're going to sort of stabilize here in mid. No one's actually taking any damage anymore. Yellowstar, oh my gosh, Zig getting jumped on. Already at half health. This is very, very dangerous. The stun comes out from Yellowstar. Zig, very, very low. Has a lot of potions that went boots and 5 pots for the opening build, thanks to that assist early on. Turn that into some health again. Let's see if he can stabilize here. Zion Spartan fighting Soaz. A little bit of aggression coming in. Not doing too much damage on either side, actually. There's the stun. There's the Tiger damage. And Linak coming around the side as well. Zion Spartan needs to be careful. Oh, nice. Jumps to a ward. Try to get out of the way. There's a stun in from Soaz. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pain. He's down very, very low. Will get picked up. Now can Nintendo chase down Soaz? He tries. Yes, he does. Now going to dual Linak. Can he get the damage output? It's going to be close. Axe comes out. Oh, and yes, he does. Nintendo picking up a double kill. Excellent job. Chromasia yelled out by the crowd.
A very, very deceptive champion. Olaf only gets stronger as he gets lower. His attack speed increasing incredibly right now at 1.3 swings per second. And with that reckless swing coming down as true damage, it is going to take a little bit of his health off. But if he has W'd, that spell vamp is also going to heal him a little bit. So he negates that effect of him losing any health. And really working out well. Was able to take down 2 there. And you do not want Olaf to be that buff early game. He's probably going to be able to go ahead and finish the Wriggles.
Yeah, dude, his dad owns a dealership. You gotta not mess with him, man. Can't ban me. All right, anyway, Paradoxical still getting pushed around by Moma. Now, of course, Moma not opening with Doran's Ring is a little bit low on mana now, but you can just see him chain pushing. And you see how that manifests 39 minions on Rise and 47 on Morgana. So she is denying every once in a while a minion, but mostly keeping Paradoxical at his side of the map. And Moma can recall, hitting level 6, buy up 2 Doran's Rings, 3 Doran's Rings, and a couple of wards. So Moma pretty happy with his gold right now.
It's like we do see Moma coming back to his lane. Olaf just going for wraiths. No real counter, not as much counter jungling from Monomaniac this game.
Oh, early pressure at the bottom lane start. Pixel 3 taking a whole lot of pain right there. And then Zig fires back on N-rated. That gank from Linak not able to do quite enough there. The stuns from Tarek helping them get away quite a bit.
Very nice job there. Zig also leveling his W up. He does have 1 in E, or Q and 1 in E. That Q gives him passive attack speed, and that E is going to be his slow. So you can see him maxing W for good objectives early game. He's going to be able to use that W to shred some health, as well as give himself some range, and you can really take an AD carry off guard with that.
Now let's see, so Zig, yeah, still spamming up. See the mid lane, Olaf came around for a little while. Is level 6 actually. Did beat Nocturne to that mark, but as soon as Nocturne hits 6, you're going to see some pretty crazy ganks come out here. Zig needs to be a little bit afraid of Yellow Star. Yellow Star got some good damage output, 3 points of phosphorus bomb. He's definitely a scary dude.
Oh, there we go, Nintendo creeping in.
Ooh. This is going to be for blue, right? Yeah, blue's coming up soon. Momo, I don't know if he... he doesn't see him! He still doesn't see him! Now he sees him! Oh man, that would have been hilarious. I warded and everything! Yeah, he was already there. Oh, and they're going to actually... No, Rise is moving over, but he's been warded off, so... Oh, they're waiting for Morgana to come over, and they're going to try to gank Morg. But they have to know. I'm surprised they didn't camp around for it. I guess because N-Rated moved off.
Yeah, they have pretty much vision of everybody on the map besides Janna, so that's maybe why they're like, hey, let's not do this. Still, not too much going up top. They're just playing footsies. No real life trade there. They're just going for creeps. Looks like Zion Spartan is going to back. He does have 785 gold on him right now. Back to mid. Morgana does have that blue Rise with nothing yet, but he did just get the ping from Nintendo saying, whenever you want, come over, we'll distribute this blue, and you can push your lane just as much as Morgana.
Yep, and he has his Tear of the Goddess now. It's only 56 mana right now, so only 14 spells been cast. But, oh wow, Invasion from Against All Authority. This could be really good. Kog'Maw and Tarek are back, though. They actually recalled in time to support Golem buff.
Were they waiting for the steal? It's like they waited to challenge this fight.
Yeah, but they are here, though. And it's a 3 versus 4. Lee Sin coming down as well. They actually sent 5 down for the Golem. That's a bit of a new one, actually. And, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, N-Rated. N-Rated. That was nice.
Oh, Yellow Star getting hit by Undertow, but he does have Valkyrie to get himself safely out. Looks like Monomaniac is a little disgruntled about that, so they're going to take Dragon here.
All right, Leonok is 6. Oh, that was actually pretty close. He smote early, but they did get that kill right there. Zion Spartan leading the charge. So they lost Golem. They did pick up the Dragon. Now, the gold and experience advantage is better.
Spartan. Dark Binding gets caught off guard. Corky, Valkyrie over blue. A very nice catch there.
All right, wow. And so the thing is, technically, MM are still ahead in gold right now because of that Dragon kill. Now, what I was trying to say is, technically, yeah, the golden experience, the advantage there is for getting the Dragon there. It's a lot more gold than Golem, etc. However, it doesn't give you any innate map control. Whereas this Janna now wearing a Golem buff, Rise not wearing a Golem buff, it actually allows Against All Authority to pressure despite being down in gold. They're actually stronger on the map right now. Is Janna able to spam out her abilities and actually maxing Zephyr first, using that for the heavy slow and wanting to play very aggressively. So using a 1 point in that shield and saying, no, we'll block some damage, but we really want to slow you. So I'm a little bit surprised with that. I've seen a lot of different builds, but I've not seen Zephyr first. And the red being stolen as well. Nintendo actually could have queued that if he had known. Has to be a little bit afraid of Moma. And actually some good pressure there at bottom lane. Pixel 3 did put up a nice number of buffs there. And they're getting that turret down about 2/3 right now. But Leonok is here to kind of support that.
AAA or Against All Authority has a really great team of champions that can kind of just be by themselves. It's giving them a lot of access to the enemy jungle. You can't really throw Kog'Maw and let him run off by himself. Corky can Valkyrie away, so he's got his own escape abilities. Leonok can pretty much do whatever he wants. So when they find these guys in the jungle, it's pretty much either, if it's Morgana, you're like, hey, Dark Binding, I'm fine, but I stole your wraiths. So Against All Authority has a great team for just in and out of the jungle, being safe with one person. They don't have to move too much out of their lanes or do what they don't want to do at that point.
You're going to see Rise continue to have the last hit at his turret. Gets every one of them. But again, Morgana, you can see, pushed him to his turret, took Raze. Oh, look, and she's back again for this lane. So, Rise is getting punished on his own end, but it's allowing Morgana a lot of freedom. And that lane is going to be really useful there. And the thing is, Moma's doing really well on gold. 94 minions, 1 kill and assist. So she's doing really well. And will continue to support this Corky, who's also very positive. 1-0-1, 75 minions. And, we'll see if Kog'Maw gets scary enough. It's going to be really up to Kog'Maw right now. Because I feel like Against All Authority are outplaying Monomaniac right now.
Wow, very nice. Momo picking up an 11-minute needlessly large rod there with his 3 Dorans. He is definitely going to be throwing out some damage. Looks like aAa is just kind of camping it out here. They do see Nintendude entering the jungle. They're going to pincer on him here. Linak coming down, but here comes the stun. He may be forced to use his ultimate on this one. The ult goes off, and so does Ghost, and he is going to truck it out of there. It looks like Rise will be on his backside, and they're just going to go ahead and set up to defend mid-turret after that.
Yep, and Corki actually making his way over. I think he wanted to participate in that fight. Didn't turn it into too much, though. And again, there's some free push coming out at this bottom lane. And I don't know if he's going to go up, get there in time to recover these minion kills.
Bottom lane, still not a lot of action down here. They're really trying to get the farm off. They're looking a lot at the AD carries this tournament. As I said, right now, their creep score is 84 to 100. So great job by Kog'Maw getting offensive here. We do see Linak coming out on the right side. Will he have the angle to cut off Zion Spartan? He did use Safeguard, so he cannot ward jump. He will be forced to flash there. Coming down, Olaf had a double kill on this exact matchup last time, but it looks like they are going to be forced to back it out. Great kick onto Linak.
Oh!
And so has a dark binding. Wow, very nice job.
Wow.
Moma coming up at the correct time to grab that kill. Nintendude doing what he could to help, but he's like, sorry, bro, I'm out of here.
Yeah, it doesn't want to 1v3 that one. And there comes this Rise. Oh, whoa, the damage out on the Yellow Star. Will dodge the Dark Binding. Didn't need to flash there, actually. Was safe from that. But you can see that now they're kind of playing a little bit scared. Rise running out of mana there. That blue steal really did hurt his ability to lane here. He's going to have to recall pretty soon for mana. He's only down to 290 right now. Bottom lane, though, a lot of damage coming out here. N-rated. Looks like not going to be able to defend this turret either.
Yeah. Zig says, okay, we're done with this lane. I don't need to farm it that much. Let's start roaming a little bit. They are going to have a quick mid reset here, and the creeps are just going to be there. They might freeze it. Actually, he should stay for that creep wave. That's good money.
Yeah,
and he is going to.
Let's
they
see
may need to
Zig's
get a ward
money.
off here soon, though. They don't have anything on Dragon. Top getting hit up. aAa's not taking too much damage. He is getting out. Nintendude, however, was being thwarted on taking those golems, and he's just going to stand off and watch Zion take them.
All right. See, he lived anyway, guys. It's okay. You can... Yeah, thank you, by the way, to this crowd. I want to say this crowd has been awesome and phenomenal. You guys are amazing. You guys cheer for your favorite players. You help me not miss first blood. It's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And again, Blue, Momo wearing that proud, or they're zoning for it. Hold on. Yeah, Blue's still up. Okay. They zone for Blue. Momo's going to go for this. Actually has a lot of timer left on Blue buff.
Oh, good vision. Kog'Maw ulti going down. That's only going to give Bush, though. But now as you can see, everybody... That's a Dark Binding on Rise? No.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it's a little too far.
Yeah, and Leonak's going to just grab that blue smite. So they actually have sort of replaced the roles there and actually have been stealing away the buffs very successfully here. And they might actually stab for bottom lane. This Cog could get dived really, really hard. They're going around. He doesn't know the Morgana's here. Oh, this is going to be scary. Can he dodge the Dark Binding? No, can't dodge the ultimate, that's for sure. There's going to be way too much damage to deal with. He will go down. Nice job there by Moma. Yellowstar actually getting hurt kind of hard. I mean, he could pull a Momo and die to minions here.
That's a really great job for Moma to not just throw out the Dark Binding and understand that his ult was going to slow Kog'Maw. And then in mid here, aAa's getting triple teamed. There's a fourth. And he could get out of this one. That shield is back on. Oh, no, Rise with the Q from around the corner before he broke the fog of war. Great Dark Binding, though, coming in.
That's a good trade there. They're only down 1,000 gold now, but losing 2 blue buffs, just having an inherent advantage on just sort of what sort of experience Rise is able to gain and what kind of things he's able to do. But with that kill, they're going for another dragon. They've already brought the pink ward. They did have that planned already. Excellent foresight by MM, and this could be pretty good for them. They're still 5v4. Udyr is dead. Nocturne is around. His smite is up. Looks like he will not go for it. Nice job there, Olaf, picking up that. Using a nice little combo there, using his E. And Moma's here. Moma does not have ult, though. He's scaring him away, but doesn't have ult, so they're going to jump in there. Black Shield's down. Leonak is around. Zion Spartan getting hurt pretty bad, though. Has not a lot of health left. Will drop down there. Leonak will fall, though. Nintendude very, very low as well. And Underrated now getting chunked there. Oh, can he get the kill? One more. Oh, yes! Zig picks it up. Now scaring Yellowstar. Does not get readed by Morgana, and they pick up a 2-for-1 there. Excellent by Monomaniac. Brought it back to 6-6. 2 dragons to the advantage. Actually, they've built themselves a 2.6 thousand gold lead despite losing the golem so many times, but they've got more turret kills. They've got 2 dragons. This is really good.
Yeah, they're doing a great job at focusing when the lane needs to be pushed and when the best time to do that is. Sometimes you'll come to a lane and the wave will be all the way back and you have to wait for it to push. It's kind of a waste of time, but we've seen them getting to the lane as soon as it's pushed. They've pushed out their opponent and they have free attacks on the turret. Great job taking down mid there. A little bit more gold that'll help out AAA here. 6-6 at 17 minutes into the game. We did just have Dragon, so we'll see the team setting back up for that in 16 minutes. It happened about 1530, so we'll see that about 2130. Morgana just dark binding as they can get away safely. It looks like there is some jungle to be taken, but they don't want to push all the way to that red as MM is starting to enter into their jungle as well.
Yeah, Leonak only level 10 though. I feel like I guess everyone else is around this level. I just feel like the game has been going on. There's been so much going on. Like I'm surprised there are still single-digit champion levels here. But I guess Leonak is keeping up in experience. Zion Spartan going to be wearing a red buff proudly. Going very, very offense heavy. Doran's Blades, Phage, just damage everywhere. Aside from those Ninja Tabby boots. So we'll see aAa kind of gripping up towards the middle. Paradoxical nearby. But again, their buffs are down aside from that red, which they just grabbed. So I don't know if they're going to be afraid to open up into these team fights because, you know, just the buff advantages or what. But they are gripping up towards mid. This could be a fight pretty soon.
MOBA having a great game, already finishing that Zhonya's as well. We have the Glacial Shroud and Tear the Goddess as well as the Catalyst on Rise. So he hasn't been able to finish an item, but he does have really nice items that can complement his build.
Yeah, Nintendo though, so far 3-0. He's doing a good job for his team. Again, that Olaf has been undefeated so far this tournament. Thing is, he's way behind Nocturne and minions. Now, maybe that means he wasn't taking over lanes as much, but either way, his gold is only ahead because of dragons and kills. But 5K to 4K basically. He's actually, yeah, he's richer than a solo top. This Olaf gonna be a very, very scary dude. Poor Lee Sin, 0-5. Pretty much all the deaths for his team. Poor Zion Spartan.
Linak waiting for top lane to push so he can get some creeps there and free experience. And everybody milling about right now. It's really going to be a next objective fight. I don't think anybody's just going to initiate out of nowhere unless it's somebody catches one other in a bush. The vision is really good on both teams. There it is. Finally, Pixel picking up the first oracles of the game there. And that'll be some nice ward clearing. You'll see how much of that vision in the jungle is going to start winning them their fights. Right now, they both have it pretty good on just each side of the river. More towards Baron. You can see all of the wards there. Both one from each team, and a few on Wraiths and mid. But this fight could actually happen middle to go for this push on mid tower. I have to remember that MM has nothing to back up to, so if it is a loss, they have a disadvantage in the fight, they're going to be forced to just break off into the jungle and start splitting, and that's not what you want in a team fight.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary. If Against Authority does catch Monomaniac, they don't have anywhere to run to, and that is definitely a disadvantage. Golem buff has just been grabbed, though, to get that one back to MoMA, which means about 1 minute until Monomaniac's blue spawns. And we'll see if they can actually manage to take this one away, or they can get their own blue for the first time since the very first one. There it is. The blue is up. It's been clairvoyance. I think Zig has been spotted here. He's going to pull it, but Jana's really good at stealing blues, by the way, and Raid has been playing awesome this tournament. Aside from that one ward mishap. And Against Authority, oh, they're baiting their blue and going for Baron. No, they're not. Never mind. I'm kidding. I'm wrong. I'm just kidding. They didn't have a Kog'Maw. All right, so Momo once again doubling up that Golem buff. Cog's got to be a little bit afraid, I think. Will they find Soas? A little bit? No, not doing too much just yet. Zion Spartan waiting in the wings.
Looks like they have good damage on that bottom turret. They're going to go ahead and come around the backside, take that down for a little more gold. Lee Sin needs to be stopped up top. Zion Spartan been able to just free farm there. He has quite a bit of gold on him right now. He has 1,200 gold. He's going to go ahead and buy himself something nice and tanky to sustain.
Pixel gonna get, oh my gosh, that miss. Pixel flashes beautifully away. Momo, you've been hitting so many good bindings. I'm sad for you that you missed because that was a free kill. Yellowstar gets caught out though. Look at that damage. The stun is there as well, and goodbye to Corki. Now they will try to chase down. Can they get Momo? Can they get Soaz? They're running through. Nintendo is there. The axe toss hits Soaz, and there's Zion Spartan. Kicks Soaz up into Moma, and they catch that Morgana for the kill. Moving on now. The red buff is up. Soaz might want to take that. And they've pinged Baron. Monomaniac has pinged Baron. They're just running across. It's very obvious. They see them running. They're like, hey, look, the entire team running through mid lane. I wonder where they're going. Leonak already waiting for it.
We do also have Soaz and N-Rated coming up here. So Soaz can get in there a little bit more. And N-Rated can really give him a Howling Gale if he needs to get out. Right now, he's just trying to go back and forth. Actually, stealing that Rune Prison off Rise would be great right now, but he's going to be the Dazzle first. There's a Rune Prison, so now I have full ability to go into this fight without being stunned, but it's only at half health, so those cooldowns are going to come back up. They're going to have to try to do that again and just waste the cooldowns for this fight to be easier. Linak is just waiting on the side here to come in and try and take this one. The ult goes down, so he can't see the team. He dashes in. Was it early? And no, they did not steal it. Monomaniac coming up with the Baron, and they're going to be forced to go back to base on this one. aAa is going all through the ward and vision. Just missing that Q from Zion. Oh, wow. That was good vision by Monomaniac. They could have continued that fight as they did not lose any sight of against all 30 as they were trying to exit the Baron.
Yeah, Zion Spartan, his flash was up, but he tried a really cute move where he put a ward down, safeguarded to it. Oh, nice little binding. They should be okay. He put down a ward and safeguarded to it to try to land his Sonic Wave afterwards. It just barely missed, though. Thing is, he also had flash up, which means he could have safeguarded to the ward, then flashed, then gone for it. Spartan got a fine moment. The slow not useful against Black Shield. Still going for the damage. Oh, he just barely passed. And he's going to kick her back into the team. Nice move. Oh, Sonya's dropped. Now let's see if Momo can make it out here. A nice ult by Jana, but it will not be enough. Mono picking up a nice couple of kills there. And they're looking to be in really good shape right now. They have the Baron buff. Now can they close out this game? They have a 6,000 gold lead. And they have a kill. They could get 2 turrets from this, and they might be able to get more. We'll see what they're doing there. Just pushing through mid right now.
Yep, looks like they're going to push mid. They did have a ping on top as well. They said there's some gold there. We want to get top lane pushed. That'll be really nice as they have the ability to split push with this team very easy with that range and with the movement they have on the team.
There's a ping towards bottom lane as well. They will clear a ward out. Tarek sees it. They will stay and kill that ward. Okay, there we go. Now, will they go for another push or will they recall for items? Nocturne running through at the bottom. Looks like against all authorities going to reset right now. Monomaniac saying, we're only pushing because we had the kills. Right, they got the Baron. And normally when you get Baron, you want to kind of reset, buy, and go. But because they picked up a kill, they had time to push. Then when the respawns happened, they went back and bought. That is a really good flow right there. They do know, they seem to be learning how to play this late game as the tournament goes on because they're making a lot of right calls there. What their advantages. They said, okay, we could press this, we can press this. Now we'll back off. They seem to be really good at not throwing away these advantages right now. And they need to keep that going to keep into this game.
Udyr, Soaz getting himself farmed up, trying to push that lane out. He's got a good amount of creep waves coming in, and this is the time you want to use to push that mid as hard as possible. You make Udyr back, and you make Soaz have to come down, and that's what they're doing. They're gathering in mid, pushing it strong. He still has a bit of a minion wave to get, so he's like, I want to grab these before I come back down. But that team is pinging for some assistance right now, and it looks like they are going to get down to this turret with a few creeps. It looks like it's going to be cleared quite easily. That Duskbringer from Nocturne just wiping through him with Yellow Star's ulties. Good dodge on the Dark Binding. I don't think Monomaniac can do an under the turret fight yet, but they are very strong 5-on-5.
Pushing through, doing some nice damage to this turret. The rockets from Yellow Star doing a whole lot. Has a Trinity Force as well, so he's going to be a big threat there. Zig, though, Infinity Edge and Azeel is a very scary man as well. A nice little spam coming out there as well. The Bear buff does give you a little bit of mana regen as well as health regen, ability power and attack damage, so he's going to kind of like being able to spam. It should be working pretty well for him.
Now they have 1 more minute left on that Baron buff to use. What will they decide to push? That top lane got pushed out again. Bottom lane can also be pushed right now. That's easy to focus.
Yep. 2840 going to be the Baron respawn if they do have to wait for it. Leonot, spell shield goes down, does not land it in time though. And they're again going to poke for this turret. Pixel is going to tank. Ooh, Zig going to get knocked up. He's got to be a little bit careful. Tarek's heal still on cooldown right now. Actually maxing Dazzle second. I've not seen that very often, but that's what the build is right now. Let's see
if they're going to push into the turret. A pretty good wave. They will get a lot of damage on this turret. Kog'Maw has his W on from the back. That's going to about 700 range. They are going to be able to take it here. Corki is in, but Nocturne going into a 5-on-1 here. His team was deciding to back the Momo ulti going off from Morgana. Not much damage from that, but they are able to pick up 2 kills as Lee Sin finally taking down Nocturne. The focus now into Yellow Stars. He's getting out of the fight. So that Baron fight was actually pretty well done by Against All Authority. They were able to come out quite strong. A good Dark Binding. Lee Sin with the safeguard. It's not going to be enough. And that leaves Udyr versus Spartan. The Howling Gale with the pop-up. Can he get another bear stance? And he will. Grabbing himself a refresh red buff and a kill on Lee Sin. They will now be chasing the Undertow to slow. And you really can't catch an Undertow Olaf, but he's not going to get that axe back. He didn't pick it up. Janna with the Zephyr, the bear stance, Howling Gale into Tiger. And they could turn around and make that enough. He can't get the hits off for any lifesteal. So unfortunate. And he goes down just too much slow.
Against All Authority, taking 5 for 1 against a Baron buff team. That was excellent. Their inhibitor is still alive as well, so they managed to stabilize. 5-3 on turrets. Monomaniac did pick up a nice number of turret kills. And I gotta wonder, should they have pushed this top turret and this bottom turret instead of going for the inhib? Because they got themselves in a very scary location. And you know, honestly, I feel like I just talked about how well they were doing at you know, closing out these late games and making sure they didn't throw anything. But I think they kind of bit off a little bit more than they could chew there. Specifically, Zig got a little bit overset. It got picked up by that Nocturne really, really heavily, and they didn't even collapse on Nocturne that well. They kind of split their focus. They dealt with Morgana a little bit. They dealt with Udyr a little bit, but Nocturne was scaring away Kog'Maw, and Kog'Maw is always the most important champion on your team. It's hard for him to survive. He has no innate escapes, but he has the most damage of pretty much any champion in this lineup right now. You need to protect the Kog'Maw when you have the chance to do so, and I think they all should have switched to that Nocturne.
Here we go. Looks like aAa gathering together in mid. They did just see the power of a team fight right there, especially against Monomaniac's Baron, and they even initiated that fight after the turret went down, which is kind of opposite of what you would think, but they went in there, and as you said, the focus was all over the place, but they were still able to kite that fight into their favor and then come out with the ace against the Baron team. So against all authority, definitely high on emotions right now. We're going to see if they can carry that momentum into this next team fight and take it. Obviously, Monomaniac trying to do the same thing here. But Baron's going to be up in probably another 2 minutes. And it's going to be a stun, a dark binding. Pixel gets out before he gets stunned again, and it looks like they're going to be forced to flash out of this one. Zion saying, hey guys, I'm not taking much damage. Let's keep going for this fight. So they are going to continue. Soaz goes for the bear stance, though. The tormented Soyo landing on. Will he be stuck in it? His ultimate not doing too much damage now, so they're not really worried about Morgana too much. The focus is left and right as they finally take down Linak. Great job by Zion Spartan, and the focus goes all awry as that's the only one they're going to get. And everybody's just so tanky right now. The cooldowns are used. You'll see them back out of the fight and reset to come back in. But nobody's really taking damage unless it's all on one. And that's what Monomaniac was able to do in that fight. Great job. Now they have the inhibitor. They're going to be looking for these lanes to push. Luckily for against all authority, their top and bottom lanes are past river right now.
Okay, so we got 15 seconds on Baron. Dragon and Lizard Buff are up. This is very, very close. So what could happen here is against all authority can do a comeback Baron because MM are all very low. They didn't go for the steal on red. They could have done so. I don't know if they knew it was up. But look at that. They're all recalling. Dragon's up. Red's up. Don't care. They need to be able to get ready for this Baron. There's the recalls. Rise saying, I have enough health. I think I'm okay. I need to disrupt. Look at the vision. They do not see anything on Baron. They don't see Rise either, but they have to know that something could happen here. The team is all coming down. Rise will clear this wave, but they know against all authority is going to go for this comeback Baron here. Now, they don't have Nocturne there yet, so they're not doing it as fast as they could. And they are going to collapse there just in time, and they are going to find it. Paradox will dodge everything and not lose his Banshees, and they've forced against all authority to retreat right now. They put their ward down. Now they can go for red. Now they can go for dragon. They've scared them enough. Pixel has oracles. He can sweep these wards, and he can let his team hide away. All right, let's see it. Against all authority waiting around.
N-rated not with that oracle, so let's see if they can pressure this here. They're going to completely pressure it with vision. We do have N-rated. He is waiting for half of a cooldown on Clairvoyance, so they have pretty much a run of the river right now. And it looks like they're going to start forcing this. They're just going in one by one, and they split off Pixel from the match. And it is going to be Zion Spartan and Nintendude coming back into that one with Paradox, so they have thwarted the fight once more, but that was a really good initiation. Pixel was like, dude, I can't do anything. I'm getting cut off. They actually almost took out Nintendude. Now for a challenge on the blue. Whatever happens here, it's going to be the fight for Baron next. So these guys are getting ready to fight.
Yeah, so MM actually likes this positioning right now. They have their red elixirs on. They have Kog'Maw with red buff in the back. Has an eye edge, and that Zeal still actually hasn't upgraded from that in a while. 900 gold right now. Could sell a Doran's for some crit. CV's going off both ways. The vision, though, not actually decent enough on both sides. They kind of get glimpses of the teams, know where people are kind of, but don't have full vision. It's about equivalent here. And against all authority, looking to recall. I mean, minions are kind of bashing at the front door. They're losing out on a lot of minion kills here. Minions, oh, they might actually get this bottom turret for them. I like this delay tactic by Monomaniac. They're forcing them to wait, and that turret will fall. Excellent job there, baiting them around. And rated off on the sides. Exhaust is up. A lot of pings. They're pinging out where these wards are. They can all get spotted. They have no idea if they're going to get jumped on by against all authority. They're so afraid of Morgana right here.
CVs are down. Looks like they're going to thwart them off. A little bit of a pressure there. See what happens. Nintendude still wants to be the first one in that fight. Looking at the ultimates, they are all up for each team. CVs are down, however, so there's no vision for anybody if they start getting into the bushes on this one. The ward's still going down. Looks like they all go to mid, and at some point you're like, all right, we're not getting anywhere here. Let's start pushing. Top lane is now pushed all the way up, so that's going to help them. They're going to focus on that. Oh, wait a minute. They see him backing, and they see Corki going top, so they may start this. They're going to get a good amount of damage. Now, the idea is if they seriously want to fight you, you turn and fight them. You don't want Baron to assist them in the fight and do damage to you. But if they can get it to half health, they may just stick in there and try to do it. They're going to try to get out. They don't have Pixel in the fight, though. He's very low. It's pretty much Baron killing Pixel with the help of Nocturne. Lenac taking advantage of that, but he goes down himself. He may have put himself out of position. His MoMA not able to do anything without anyone to peel him off him. Nintendo trying to stay alive, doing a great job of kiting the damage away, allowing Paradox and Zion and Zig to get another kill, and now the focus on to Yellow Star. A great job by MM in the focus of that fight.
Doing some really good damage here. Zig will not be able to follow through. Lee Sin trying to catch up to Janna, but she's a little bit too fast for him. And they did pick up a 3-2 right there. Yeah, that Tarek got caught out by a Dark Binding inside of Baron Pit. He got Australia's off, which they desperately needed to get positioning. And they managed to allow, because Nocturne, I mean, Tarek was almost like really good bait. He has a lot of armor, and Nocturne went focused to, 160 armor Tarek. Of course, Baron did help, but then Cog was allowed to survive in that fight and stay there in the back and just throw out damage. They blew up Nocturne, and they blew up Morgana. Paradoxical about to die to a turret. So blue team's AI doing a whole lot of damage in this series. I'm going to go with MVP. I think I carried Las Vegas. Might go to blue team's computer. And actually, they left red up. They were so afraid that they left red up because they were like, no, we don't want to throw this game. They're all recalling, not in the brush.
Strong. Red's going to get a triple kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's been happening, let's be fair. So,
like
Pixel, dude, come on.
He is real far out. And he's going to get bared too, but not enough. He did have enough distance between that. Running around with the Oracles. It's pretty tanky at this point. 142 armor with that Shatter and a little bit of magic resistance.
So Dragon's still up. The ward coverage, though, for Against All Authority very low because they know they're afraid of this map. They could have swept that, unfortunately, for Monomaniac. But this Dragon has been up for a while. You can see he's chilling there at the bottom. And let's see what this turns up into. There we go. Ryze going to grab blue. Doesn't need it that badly. Already has max CDR, but I guess you could use the mana regen. Although I would have given it to Kog'Maw, honestly. Like, Kog'Maw with blue has a lower cooldown. So let's look at Bioarcade Barrage, right? 17-second cooldown and a 8-second duration. So it's only up for about half the time. When you drop that 17-second cooldown by 20%, which is what blue buff does, you drop 3.5 seconds off. You go from the 16.5 to 13, and now you're up for 8 of 13 seconds, not 8 of 17 seconds. That is a very, very big DPS increase. It's actually a very big deal to give that blue to Kog'Maw sometimes. And honestly, Paradoxical should not be running out of mana in team fights. He's actually not going to get a whole lot out of it. They would really have to give up Kog'Maw. It's actually a very big deal there.
They're going to hit this really hard. You'll see Kog'Maw just chunking away at it way faster than Against All Authority as they were going. They do have a Wriggles, however, and they're going to come in to challenge this. This is the point where you keep going for Baron, and they do have it. The fight will initiate with Nocturne going in. Lenac gets dropped quite quickly. The focus is just not enough. They're all trying to get away from the Morgana ulti, and it's really Pixel taking the amount of damage from that. Soaz going down as we just see MoMA follow quickly after. And it's going to be left up. We do see Janna fall. N-rated goes down. And we'll have to see this. Here comes the push. They do not have turrets to guard 2 inhibitors. They also have a choice of where they want to go. And actually, it's going to be a surrender off by Against All Authority. The GGs did go down. Monomaniac making a name for themselves here. Day 2, able to pull that one out. And it looks like we're going to have a game coming up after this, but let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what happened here. We kind of poked a little bit at Paradox for saying, hey, we've seen you only play Morgana. Nobody's really banned your Morgana. What else can you do? Okay, you showed us Cass and went
Ryze.
Full aggression, and then just had a great Ryze game, was able to come out strong in there. Everybody else, however, playing fantastic, and it looks like we will see Olaf going 6 for 6 in the tournament. Every time he's been picked, he has won.
Yep, Nintendo playing an awesome Olaf, unfortunately Against All Authority. Exceptional players, great guys. Can you please give Against All Authority a round of applause for showing up today?